Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to week 5. In week 5, we're going to cover chapters 13 and 14. Chapter 13 is on operating liabilities and contingencies. In the course of conducting business, companies have interactions with a wide variety of entities. As part of regular operations, companies take on liabilities and many experience contingencies. Chapter 13 addresses operating liabilities and contingencies to let you know about the types of transactions involving liabilities and contingencies that take place in the real world. Learning Goal 1 defines various operating liabilities. Operating liabilities are obligations that arise in the normal course of business. Thus, accounts payable, trade notes payable, unearned revenues, gift cards, deposits, sales tax payable, income tax payable, and compensated balances are all discussed as part of Learning Goal 1. You'll be exposed to the definitions of each type of operating liability by learning the definition and the entries associated with each liability. In addition, you'll learn about the way in which such operating liabilities need to be disclosed. Asset retirement obligations come into play when a long-term asset needs to be dismantled or restored. Additional costs associated with returning an asset to its original state must be accounted for. Accounting for such activities, both in terms of transactional entries and footnote disclosures, that's the subject of Learning Goal 2. Learning Goal 3 hones in on contingencies by discussing the differences between gain and loss contingencies and the way to account for such contingencies on the financial statements. Depending on several factors presented in Learning Goal 2, contingencies may need to be disclosed on the financial statements and/or the notes to the financial statements. Common contingencies such as litigation, warranties, and premiums are the subject of Learning Goal 4. As the authors seek to introduce students to common contingencies, you'll gain the value of various examples provided for demonstration with Learning Goal 4. To examine warranty expense, the authors introduce the concept of base warranties and extended warranties under the accrual and cash basis approaches. Chapter 14 covers financing liabilities. Liabilities are a multifaceted topic, and accurate recording of those liabilities is an important aspect of financial reporting. In this chapter, we start with a discussion of two types of long-term liabilities, namely notes payable and bonds payable. Learning Goal 1 describes and illustrates the accounting for notes payable. Learning Goal 2 explains the common features of bonds payable and discusses the initial recognition at par value, at a discount, and at a premium. Learning Goal 3 is an in-depth analysis of the features associated with bonds, including bonds issued at par, at a discount, or at a premium, and includes the computation of the bond issue price, interest expense, and amortization of the discount or premium using the effective interest rate method. Learning Goal 4 explains and illustrates accounting for bonds issued between interest payment dates. Learning Goal 5 discusses and illustrates the accounting for bond issue costs. Bonds can be retired before maturity, so Learning Goal 6 determines the accounting for bonds payable at early retirement. Learning Goal 7 explains and illustrates the accounting for convertible bonds. A further discussion of bonds delves into a more complex financial instrument, warrants. Learning Goal 8 describes and illustrates accounting for warrants, including those that are detachable and non-detachable. Learning Goal 9 explains the reclassification of financing liabilities for current maturities of long-term debt, short-term debt expected to be refinanced, and callable obligations. Learning Goal 10 discusses and illustrates the fair value option in accounting for financing liabilities. And lastly, in order to comply with the financial transparency requirements, disclosures for financing liabilities are detailed in Learning Goal 11. This concludes the overview for week 5. We're covering chapters 13 and 14. Remember to review the PowerPoints, which are located in the course overview under week 5, or the week overview in the week 5 module. Your study plan is available to help you prepare and practice for the homework and the quiz that will be coming up in week 6. You have a discussion board. The initial post will be due at 11:59 p.m. on Thursday, and you have a minimum of 2 responses due by Saturday at 11:59. You have the homework number 5 in My Accounting Lab, and don't forget the final project is due in week 6. You can begin working on this as soon as it's available in My Accounting Lab, and I highly recommend that you don't put it off and don't wait. It is comprehensive. It's going to cover everything that we've covered in this course from weeks 1 all the way through week 6. So make sure you get started on that as soon as possible. The cumulative project is in My Accounting Lab. It's set up just like the homework that you've been doing, so you get 3 attempts at each problem, and you don't need to wait until week 6 to start. You can start the project anytime you see it available in My Accounting Lab. Once you see it's available, you can go ahead and get started. Take your time. Don't wait till the last minute. You will have a quiz in week 6 as well, so make sure that you plan for everything. Good luck, everyone. Enjoy the week, and I'll see you in the discussion. Thank you.